All right, how you guys doing today? We about to hop into a little reaction. First things first, though, make sure you like that video, hit a little exit full screen, scroll a bit, like it, and then full screen it back up. You feel me? So, the reason we're doing a reaction today and not the review of Hebrews chapter 1 is just because I did not have the time to get through both sermons. It was 13 verses. I was thinking to myself, there's no way this could be more than one part, right? It should just be one sermon. He made 3 verses into a 45-minute sermon, so we didn't get through it. That'll be next video, God willing, and we're gonna check out this reaction from cross-examined Dr. Frank Turek. So it's titled "The Best Response to I'm Spiritual but Not Religious," and you know, I can lie about why I picked this video. It came across my recommended and I thought it looked good. That, and last night we had a discussion in my office with some of the other RAs about one of the guys. He said one time this semester, after we talked a lot about him being atheist last semester and last year, right? We talked a lot about Christ and talked a lot about his atheism, right? And then this semester he said something like, I'm Hindu, and I looked at him like, no you're not, whatever. And then tonight he said that he was, or yesterday night he said he was an atheist again, and I was like, I thought you were Hindu or something or whatever. And he's like, well, now it's like 90% science, 10% Hinduism, and like I think I'll get into it the more I get older, like my grandparents did, blah 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 blah. And anyway, so when I saw this video, that story popped into my head. I don't know if I finished telling the story. I'm pretty sure I did. It's kind of weird how he was like, I'll get into it later in life kind of thing, or how science can disprove his, or not disprove his faith in Hinduism, but can in Christ. Because I asked him, like, what's their creation story? He's like, that God's made the world, and then I got to talk to him more about it, right? So you can see the reliability of Jesus rather than of Hinduism. Yeah, so then seeing this title made me think about that, but also the people who like are into the rocks, geology, spirituality, whatever, astrology, all that kind of thing. And I thought this would be a good video to react to. We're gonna check it out. Let's go.
How do we deal with the culture in which we live now, where that people would say, I'm spiritual, I'm not religious?
First question, what do you mean by that? What do you mean you're spiritual but not religious?
Well, they would say, I don't believe that Jesus, it was a great story, he was a great man.
Well, I would ask, does a great man claim to be God if he's not God? They're going to have to say no. Well, then why do you think he was a great man? You know, C.S. Lewis had a famous quote about that. In fact, he said, I'm trying to prevent here the really foolish things that people often say about Jesus, that he was a great moral teacher. He said, that is the one thing we must not say. A man who claims he's a great moral teacher but also claims he's God is on the level of a man who says he's a poached egg or something else. He said he's either a madman, he's a liar, or he's Lord and God. But let us not come with any patronizing nonsense about Jesus being a great human teacher. He has not left that open to us. He did not intend to, right? Look, if he is God, then he's God. If he's not God, he's not a good teacher because he claimed to be God and he isn't. He's either a lunatic or a liar. You remember the old Lord, liar, lunatic trilemma? So you can't just get a great moral teacher out of Jesus. He's either God or he's nothing.
Because the thing that I struggle with is the fact that they would be willing to say, well, you know, I'm into this new age thing. You know, and in white witchcraft, and, you know, but yet they would deny Jesus.
Well, I would ask them why they think their view is true. What evidence do they have for it? Look, when somebody has a worldview or makes a claim that you think is false, it's not your job to refute what they say. It's their job to support what they say. So why do you think that white witchcraft is the way to go? And if you think there is a spiritual realm, a white witchcraft, who do you think reigns over that? I mean, if you're thinking that there's a demonic realm out there, don't you also have to realize there's a positive, godly, spiritual realm? Why would you get involved with the occult when you could get involved with your creator? So it always amazes me that people who get involved in the occult are somehow, well, I know why they're deceived, because Satan has deceived them, but duh, if there's a demonic side, there has to be a good side.
And fantastic points that he brought up, right? The number one that I took away was just because it's their argument doesn't mean it's your job to refute what they're saying, but it's their job to support what they're saying. Now, that's obviously very hard to do in a lot of circumstances, but it's not impossible. And I don't remember if it was in a video that we watched together or I watched on my own, but it talked about a lot of Christians don't know why they believe in. Oh, it was a video I watched on my own, but it was that video I brought up of the guy who said he was saved or not, and the belief in and the belief that, right? A lot of Christians have belief that, but they have belief in, but they don't know why they have belief in, which is a problem, but not a problem. It's like, yeah, I believe in Jesus. Why? I don't know. It just seems cool. Like they could have had an experience, right? They don't have the historical whatever knowledge that he did what he did or whatever, but they do have belief in his sacrifice, right? But you know, and people try to come up with science like, they're trying to refute you, but it's like, okay, what does science show that, you know, supports evolution? What do you look at, right? What do you think? And then that's when Answers in Genesis Canada comes in, that channel that'll be showing up all the time because they're just that good at refuting evolutionary evidences because they're capped. It's so clearly, and they really just got to take the time to look into it. But the thing is, they're never going to take the time to look into it. They're never actually going to take the time to research the other argument, right? If you ever did speech and debate club, I was in it for a little bit. You have to come with some knowledge about what the other side is going to present so that you can poke at it, right? And they're going to have their answers. But all in all, if you entrap them in the right way, they should be going about in a circle that has no end to it, and they should be cooked. But a lot of people, rather than defending their own claims, they'd rather just attack yours. And we see that a lot. Another great point was saying, yes, Jesus was a great moral teacher. Then why did he claim to be God? Because it's like, okay, he's a moral teacher and claimed to be God. What does that say about him? Now, I'm not going to sit around and say I 100% know where he was going with that, other than you can rope it back into the morality argument, because if you're claiming that he's a great moral teacher, right? Where did he get these morals from claiming to be God? These are God's morals, right? Where do you get your morals? Oh, I get them from, you know, and if they even come up with an answer, you can say, well, what do you believe in, right? And they say, well, I believe evolution, so you believe everything's an accident. Yes, because what else is evolution if it's not an accident? And then you get into the fact that, oh, if your life is an accident, nothing matters. You don't matter. Your morals don't matter, and they're not even true, right? We have no value. Then we have no value because everything's an accident, right? We put an arbitrary value. We put an arbitrary value on human life, but in reality, because it's all accidental, it doesn't actually matter. And if they ask, well, why doesn't it matter, right? Because that's a question I think about, right? If you think about whatever, if you want to think it started from two cells, not even cells, a proton and a neutron colliding, or a proton and a proton colliding, and that pooped out every single thing on this planet, cool. Every single thing was that proton and that neutron, or proton and proton, whatever the thing was, right? Did those have matter? Do they have meaning? And here they might lie to you and say, yes, they do, because they're atoms and they matter. But realistically, they don't. You ask them, does a dirty banana peel matter? And here they might lie to you again. Yes, because it has a function in society to function as trash, or it was a banana at one point. That's not what I asked. I asked, does the dirty banana peel matter? They're going to say no. And say, well, it came from those same proton and protons, so why would it not matter? We came from that, so you're saying we don't matter as well. Well, we have life and consciousness. Does plants not have life? Well, plants don't have consciousness. Do you know that? How do you measure consciousness? And then you just rope them into a circle that they can't get out of. So hopefully this video did something. You learned a little bit about apologetics, and I did too. All right, that's gonna be the end of the video. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace.